Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am continuing to talk about my top 10 movies of each year, starting with my birth year, which is 1978. I'm going to do my top 10 starting from there, going all the way through 2018. And we're going to kick this one off with my top 10 movies of 1982. I do have some honorable mentions, and they are The Thing, Rocky 3, Poltergeist, Friday the 13th Part 3, and Missing. All great movies, just couldn't make my top 10 list. But at number 10 is E.T., number 9 is The Toy, number 8 is Conan the Barbarian, number 7 is An Officer and a Gentleman. An Officer and a Gentleman stars Richard Gere and Deborah Winger and Louis Gossett Jr. And it's an amazing movie. Um, Mayo wants to be a pilot and fly some jets, so he goes through their basic training. Louis Gossett Jr. is their instructor, and he's a hard ass, but he gets you through, and you either uh, DOR or you make it through and graduate. DOR is a drop on request, but this is filled with some laughs, a lot of drama. And did I mention Deborah Winger is in this movie? One of my crushes of the 1980s. Just, she's amazing. But this is a great movie. It's got a great soundtrack and just great characters. And definitely check it out if you haven't seen An Officer and Gentleman. Number 6 is Creepshow. I love these anthology movies. Creepshow is by far my favorite one of all time. Stephen King is the master of horror, and he even stars in one of the short stories too, and it's great. It leads off with Father's Day, and it just goes from there. Leslie Nielsen, Ted Danson are in this as well. A lot of great actors, great characters, and great stories. And I love this movie. I watch it every October as part of my 31 Days of Halloween. And I really enjoyed the sequel as well. Even though it only has 3 stories, it's still great. And definitely check that one out too if you haven't seen it. But number 6 is Creepshow. Number 5 is Tootsie. Dustin Hoffman, fantastic in this movie. Definitely, probably my favorite movie of his. I just watched this one last year, and it is well worth it. It's a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. Number 4 is Porky's. Porky's is a teen sex comedy. And yes, there is some nudity in this movie, to say the least, but it's really funny, and it's something I watched growing up as a kid, and to this day, I still love it. Um, like I said, there's a lot of laughs. Uh, it's definitely enjoyable. I don't think you can make this movie today, but it's a classic. Bob Clark directed this movie and did a hell of a job, and I love the cast, and it's just a great movie. Definitely check it out. It spawned 2 sequels, which I really enjoy. Most say the third movie isn't all that great. I think it's a popcorn movie. I think it's still funny. It's definitely the weakest link in the trilogy, but it's still a good time, and yeah, I enjoy it. But number 4 is Porky's. Number 3 is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Come on, Spicoli. How can you not have this in your top 10 list? You have Sean Penn, um, Judge Reinhold, Phoebe Cates, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Wow. Just a great teen comedy movie about sex and drugs and just coming of age. Some are finishing high school, trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. Some are just entering high school and getting started. And it's just a great time and a great movie. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Coming to number 2 is Rambo First Blood. This is the movie that got it all started. Uh, John Rambo comes home from serving in Vietnam. He's trying to locate his unit. He comes to find out that they are all dead. He's the last surviving member. He goes to this small town to look for something to eat. Ends up getting harassed by the sheriff and his deputies, and ends up basically kicking the crap out of him and goes off hiding in the wilderness. And from there, it's a search for him to bring him into custody. And if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. He kicks ass. And the character of John Rambo is a classic action character. He is getting ready to make a 5th and final movie in this franchise, and I cannot wait to see it. I did enjoy the last movie. There was a lot of action and a lot of kills. Probably had the most kills out of all the movies. But I'm looking forward to the 5th movie nonetheless. But definitely check out First Blood. It is a great action movie. And my number 1 movie of 1982 is 48 Hours. This is by far one of the best buddy cop movies out there. It stars Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. And Nick Nolte is a cop who is trying to catch 2 cop killers. One who escaped from a chain gang, Albert Gans, played by James Remar, who is fantastic. And Sonny Langham, I believe, is his partner in this movie. Like I said, they're cop killers, and they're looking to obtain some drug money they stole from the Iceman. And one of their buddies, former gang partners, Billy, not Billy, played by Eddie Murphy, is still in prison for pulling a job. And Nick Nolte enlists his help in catching Albert Gans. You have Hammond, Reggie Hammond, and he's a smooth-talking ladies' man. And so he helps him out in tracking down Albert Gans. It's a lot of fun. The best scene in this movie is when they have their fight in an alley. And it's a lot of fun. And Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy together make a great combination. It did spawn a sequel, but not till many years later, 1990. Most critics and some fans of the first movie didn't like it. I really enjoyed the movie because we get to find out who the Iceman is. When I first watched it, it was really a shocking moment for me. But nonetheless, 48 Hours is the best movie of 1982, in my opinion. So in the comment section below, give me your top 10 movies of 1982. If you don't have a top 10, then just give me some of your favorites from 1982. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget to share this video with all your family and friends. And let's have a great discussion about the best movies of 1982. But until next time, I thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for my top 10 movies from 1983. Check you later.